work, so I decided I'd do a live stream because I thought last night was very interesting. And first of all, go subscribe to Bernie the Boxer. Shout out to my man Bernie the Boxer. He just texted me a couple of minutes ago. That's my guy, so shout out to Bernie the Boxer, who did a very candid, up close and personal interview with Terence Bud Crawford. And Terence Bud Crawford dropped a lot of jewels, and basically, he pinpointed a lot of stuff that I've been saying that other people have been talking about, such as, Goodfellas Sports TV and a few other people, our man, the Great, and other guys like that. And Bud, shout out to Bud, man, because basically he proved that I was on to something, what I've been saying, and I appreciate Bud risking it all, basically holding people accountable and calling out, in particularly black media, and calling out Teofimo on his racism that people are trying to dismiss. I can prove to you that this whole notion about black people being emotional is complete BS. Like I said, they can dish it out, and you know who I'm talking about, but they can't take it. As long as you don't respond to them, then it's all good. You respond to them, then all of a sudden they try to play this, you're emotional, you're mentally weak, and at the end of the day, there ain't no way, shape, or form that I'm mentally weak. Because actually, I get in people's head more than they get in mine. Because I know how to get in people's head, because, well, when you somebody that's comfortable and proud of who you are, somebody that don't look like you, they can't hurt your feelings. They can't make you feel bad, because when you don't give a damn what people that don't look like you think about you, when you don't value non-black opinion, the better off you are as a person and your mental stability. And that's the difference between me and a lot of other people on here. And I'm not going to compromise my channel, and I'm going to say this again, I'm not going to be doing these buck dancing, watermelon eating, you know what I'm saying, cooning and buffooning minstrel shows on my channel, because I'm not going to embarrass myself, and I'm not going to embarrass my people like that. Now, I happened to see Teofimo Lopez. He was on, on Talk to Me. I thought it was called It Is What It Is. I was subscribed to that channel, but for some reason I got unsubscribed, and it wasn't me. But YouTube is known for doing that. They'll subscribe you to a channel or unsubscribe you from a channel. But I'll resubscribe, when I get a chance. Because I was wondering why I wasn't seeing them. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing anything from them, in my subscription archive. Because, when you subscribe to channels, whenever they put out a video, it automatically shows up in your subscription archive. And I was seeing these videos, and I'm like, dang, why didn't, I see this video? So, I don't know why YouTube unsubscribed me from their channel, but whatever. But nevertheless, they put Teofimo Lopez on the hot seat about his monkey comments. Now, he tried to retract. He tried to say, oh, it was taken out of context and all that kind of stuff. Like, dude, you know what you said. What it was, you got pressed. Now, I had seen well, not me. Actually, my correspondent, Miggs, had seen Teofimo, and he was looking towards his direction like he wanted to be interviewed, and Miggs was like, I ain't interviewing that dude. And I was like, I had no problem with him. At the end of the day, Teofimo don't really want to fight Bud. He using Bud's name to bring some, attention to him, to try to sell his next fight. And that's all it come down to. He do not really want to fight Bud. If he do want to fight Bud, then he must be ready to retire. All this stuff about he had knocked Bud out in the 9th round is complete cap. Oh, and by the way, Bud said that Fundora got knocked out by Magdramov in sparring, which I'll talk about that later on. But you know, Teofimo Lopez was trying to backtrack. You know, that's what they all do. Then, of course, you have the cornballs in the comment section trying to do that. Oh, you black people are sensitive and all that stuff. Like, who cares what a non-black think? That's just real talk. Like, will y'all save it with that stuff? Like, for real, we tuning y'all out. The real black people. Like I care what somebody that's on the opposite end of a computer or a phone think about me and think about my people. You sure you want to have that kind of conversation? You sure you want to exchange insults? Because, you know, I can take it to the gutter. Everybody knows I can when I want to. But they know not to come on my channel talking that stuff after what happened to the last dude that tried to talk that black people are sensitive and you being divisive and all that crap. They love to holler. They love to holler somebody emotional and all this kind of stuff. But then when you start giving them the business, then all of a sudden they want to play victim. Then they want to wave the white flag. Then they want to be like, peace, brother. Peace, brother. May God be with you. I'm going to pray for you. Bro, no, you're not. More like T Grizzly. You're going to pray for my downfall. But, you know, I'm going to continue to keep on trucking. But it was funny. Teofimo wasn't talking at, oh, well, we have to protect. Because, you know, Teofimo basically co-signed Ryan Garcia's racist comments. But I've been telling y'all that there's this thing between people like Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia that a lot of them secretly have penis envy. And, you know, Teofimo then made them kind of comments. But, you know, at the end of the day, I really don't want to talk to Teofimo Lopez. There's nothing for me to talk to him about because he's a lame. That's all it come down to. Teofimo is a lame, and he a culture vulture, and he don't have no identity. He don't know where he wants to go. He didn't specifically try to diss black people and black fighters on a regular basis, talking about, oh, they could have the black fighters and all this kind of stuff. You know, he done said all kind of stuff about black people and black fighters. Now, my thing is when you say something back, like I said before, then all of a sudden, then people want to label you something. So Bub was absolutely correct in when he was referring to, well, you know, if I would say something back or I would say something about somebody, oh, they'll try to cancel me. I'm going to make this very clear. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel me if I never had a subscription to your BS. So I can't be canceled. The only way you can be canceled if you let somebody cancel you. Nobody can't cancel me when I wasn't rolling with a certain, you know, group of people anyway. Like I said, you have your audience, I have my audience. I'll talk about what I'll talk about, you talk about what you talk about. I'm not trying to reach a certain audience, so I don't have to worry about losing a certain audience. Like DJ Quick said on the classic song from the self-titled Second to None album on Ain't Nothing Wrong, I never miss what I never had. And that's real talk. So if I wasn't trying to reach you then, and you say that I'm canceled or you're not gonna watch my channel, good. Because I'm gonna make something clear. I may not want you on my channel. So how's that? Just keeping it a buck. Who said that I wanted you on my channel? Who said that I wanted to be associated with you? Yeah, there you have it. So one to me if I never subscribed. I don't have no subscription to whatever BS that you pushing out. So therefore you can't cancel me. But like I said, Teofimo was on there trying, because see, I would have, to me, to a certain degree, I mean, they grilled him, but to a certain degree, they kind of let him off the hook. Because if that was me, I would have said, hey, man, you done said a lot of suspect stuff in regards to black people. What you mean by Top Rank and have the black fighters. Then all of a sudden, Teofimo wasn't talking all that crazy talk that he be talking to reporters. Because, see, Teofimo think that reporters have a certain background. He think that a lot of us are just a bunch of nerds or something, that all of a sudden we started doing content, and then, you know, we worked our way up, we started doing interviews, and then all of a sudden we started getting media credentials. Because, you know, at the end of the day, he know what's up with Cam, he know what's up with Mace. But I need to remind some of you boxers, I come from that background, and that's real talk. Not celebrating it, but I do come from that background, you know, and that's just real talk. So Teofimo think he comfortable with like talking crazy, but Teofimo ain't never said nothing crazy to me. And one thing about me, I try to do interviews, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not scared to ask somebody the tough questions, but that's the thing. I can do it with respect, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let nobody off the hook. And then I'm gonna tell you guys something else. These fighters, I'm gonna say this again, they not as tough as they pretend to be. They not as street savvy as they try to pretend to be, because a lot of these dudes ain't really from the street. Just because they got a whole bunch of tattoos and be trying to talk about they dead homies and all that junk don't mean that they street savvy. A lot of these dudes is, you know what I'm saying, is more B-Rad than they is, you know what I'm saying, somebody like Larry Hoover, or, you know, Tookie, or somebody like that, or Felix Mitchell. They more like B-Rad, except they black versions of B-Rad. If you don't know who B-Rad is, he's that dude that Jamie Kennedy played on Malibu's Most Wanted. You know, the wankster white dude. So a lot of these boxers got more wankster in them than they do gangster. Because the thing is, if you do a tough interview with them, or you say something about them, they going back to the promoter and stuff, talking about, oh, I don't want him in my fights. Oh, don't credential him. Because, I mean, if you a real one like y'all trying to pretend to be, then why don't you say something to me when you see me? Or why don't you try to get in contact with me? Because like I said, a lot of these dudes themselves to be, and I don't know why these dudes try to play into this persona that they all street and all that kind of stuff. Now the dude that's taking stuff down the road of being corporate and taking it to the courts, now all of a sudden they got a problem with him. Now all of a sudden Devin Haney decided to sue Ryan Garcia instead of taking it to the streets, which I'm gonna be honest with you, there ain't no boxer alive that would have protested a L had they fought somebody on steroids or PEDs. And I was listening to, you know, something that Tim Bradley said on another media outlet, and I totally disagreed with him. And that's just the bottom line. Couldn't disagree with him more, and I'm not dissing Tim Bradley. He didn't talk, but I totally disagree with what he had to say. Because at the end of the day, it's easy for somebody to talk about somebody else when it didn't happen to them. You don't understand something till it happens to you. So like I said before, getting to the Teofimo interview with Cam, they should have been a little more tougher on him, because if I would have had a platform, I would have made him answer for past comments he's made towards black people and black fighters. But I feel like they did enough to where I was satisfied, because they got him to backtrack and say, oh, it was taken out of context. He didn't apologize, but he wasn't talking all slick like he be trying to talk to the media. But I'm just saying, Tio, tread water wisely, because like I said, you don't know where some of these dudes come from. You don't know who some of these dudes are affiliated with. And from what I was told, that people been getting at them about saying that stuff. You know, people been asking them, hey man, what's up with y'all referring to black people as monkeys and all that kind of stuff? I don't use that terminology. And then he tried to say, well, I heard people talk about the gorilla and all that kind of stuff. And like, dude, get out of here, bro. Nice try, but no, I didn't heard you say comments that was directed strictly towards black people. The whole gigantic, I'm black from the waist down. You know, basically you tried to do, or basically you did a Jerry Jones before Jerry Jones made his comments. And that's the difference between me and other people on here. I'm gonna call that stuff out. I'm gonna continue to call it out. I gives two damns if you get mad. You come on here and say, oh, why are you making this about race? Or say, can we not make this about race? Screw you. I'm gonna talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about, and I'm gonna present it in the way however I want to present it. I do not have to ask your permission to talk about what I want to talk about. If you have a problem with me talking about race and you try to dumb it down or blow it off until somebody black say something about somebody else, then you the problem. You showing that you the true racist. And that's all it come down to. I'm different. You know, I'm different. And I'm gonna continue to be different, and I'm gonna stay in my own lane. You know, like I am right now, in my own lane on the freeway. Wow. But let's get to the Bud interview. I really appreciate Bud once again calling out Teofimo, saying, hey, this was taught to him. This was taught to him. Now keep in mind, Teofimo Sr. allegedly had an incident with Keyshawn Davis about using that N-word. I'm gonna say something to you black people too. I notice y'all will sit up there and say, hey, well, I don't think people that are not black should use the N-word, but then when you having an argument with somebody and you calling them the N-word, that's kind of hypocritical. Well, it's not kind of hypocritical, it is hypocritical. I don't call people that ain't black that word, because when you do that, you give them a pass to say that. The thing that bothers me in particularly about some of these New Yorkers and stuff like Cam and Mace, they call everybody that word, or people that ain't black refer to people that ain't black as the N-word. Nah, don't call them that, because then they gonna think it's okay for them to use that around you, or when they see somebody like you call you that word. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't black and you call me the N-word, it's gonna be a serious problem. And that's real talk. I'm not your N. That's real talk. I'm not your N-word. And I promise you, I'm gonna call you whatever derogatory term for your race is if you call me the N-word. To see Bud like be very candid. And Bud said him, Shakur Stevenson, and Devin Haney get the most hate for black fighters. And Bud said, in other words, he was saying that it bothers him that it's his own people that's always criticizing him. And how many times have I called this out? Bud received more hatred from the black community than he did the non-black community over this Errol Spence thing. And you had a lot of goofy people on here like making it personal towards towards Terence Crawford, tearing him down to try to elevate Errol Spence, talking about Bud don't deserve this amount of money, Bud ain't fought nobody and all this stuff, and you know he need to sign with the PBC, like, you know, all this kind of stuff. Like how, you know, when you trying to get in the game and stuff, and you try to set up shop on the block, and then, you know, the dudes that's been there a little bit longer than you say, okay, you can post, but you gotta buy from us. If you ain't buying, you know, that's old school turf stuff, like back in Oakland and stuff. Like if you decided to start up a block, a lot of times you would have this, you know what I'm saying? You would go to the dudes that's already established, that's been there, and say, look, yeah, you can post up here, but you got to get it from us. If you don't get it from us, then you can't post here. And then you only gonna get so many warnings until, you know what's next. And you see a lot of that. And that's how some of these dudes was acting with the PBC. Talk about Bud got to side with the PBC. Like you work for Al Heyman. Like you work for the PBC. Like some of y'all dudes was just game goofy. Or should I say goofy without the game? Because you know what I'm saying, you didn't really have no game. You had all these PBC minions and all this kind of stuff tearing Bud down, calling him a sellout, calling him an Uncle Tom, calling him top ranked Toby, and all this stuff. But then when that stuff came out about Jerry Jones, you know, nobody said nothing. Errol Spence didn't say nothing. You didn't hear a damn thing. These dudes got quiet. And a lot of these black dudes, they were late. Because I know what it's like to have somebody think you know, because I had some big goofy ass cornball, you know, thinking he could try to bully me. I can't be bullied. Like, dude, is you dumb or something? Like, and I didn't know, and I'm still trying to fathom, where did this goofy Negro think that somebody was scared of him? Where did you get that from, dude? I still can't get over that you thought that somebody was scared of you, dude. That was hilarious within itself. But you had a few people trying to do that. You know, you had people like that was taking this Bud thing way too personal. And Bud is right. The people that were tearing him down look like him. And I guess to a certain degree that bothered Bud. And he was hurt by that because he didn't understand why black media was doing him like that. And I tried to tell black media to stop doing that stuff. Because it wasn't a good look. If you want to say that you believe that Errol Spence could beat Terence Crawford, that's fine. But you have some of these goofy content creators that's now trying to act like they on that pro-black stuff, doing that to Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford spoke very, so you need to watch that interview with the homie Bernie the Boxer. Bud said that him, Shakur Stevens, and yeah, I do know that Tank is knocking people out. That's cool, but look who Tank is knocking out though. And I know Shakur Stevenson has said some things that people didn't agree with. And I know that Shakur Stevenson was basically trying to portray himself as something that he really, I don't think he's in touch with. But at the end of the day, I like Shakur Stevenson. I didn't talk to Shakur Stevenson quite a few times. I mess with Shakur Stevenson. And y'all know that I mess with Team Haney. But the way that black people have turned their back on Devin Haney for a cheating ass Hispanic and Ryan Garcia who cheated, it don't matter about the left hook or whatever the case may be. Ryan Garcia got caught cheating. He cheated. He lied about cheating. End of story. But at the end of the day, you got people attacking Devin Haney and his father for what? What do you gain out of going against the grain? Oh, if you're a content creator, you gain subscribers. Well, I'm going to say this again. I don't want subscribers that way. I do not want subscribers that way. If you think I'm about to sambo and shuck and jive and buck dance and eat those butter biscuits with extra syrup on it to get subscribers and views and make money, then you waste your time with me. Everything Terence Crawford said is correct. It does hurt when it's people from your own community selling you out to get views and people catering to racism, and that's very dangerous because to a certain degree you put us at risk. You make us look weak. Y'all the same people that'll argue with a black person about Eminem being one of the greatest rappers of all time, and he ain't. Y'all the same ones that'll argue with black people about protecting the culture, protecting the race. Y'all the same ones that'll argue and say, oh, I don't have no problem with somebody white using the N-word. I do. I'm gonna say this again. Our swagger and our coolness is just something that you just gotta be born with. It looks better when we do it. We make it look good. At the end of the day, you won't be like us. You don't have that coolness. You don't have that swagger. You born with it. I was born with it. Dudes like 7-8, they was born with it. Dudes like Goodfellas Sports TV, they was born with it. My correspondent Miggs, we was born with it. Cause it's in us. When y'all do it, it looks lame. Looks uncool. At the end of the day, it's okay to like our music, but when you be trying to emulate us, listen, you ain't black. Stick to being whatever you are. Stay in the suburbs. Stop trying to act like you like you down. Stop trying to act like you wanna hang out in the hood, because at the end of the day, the object is to get out of the hood, or at least put yourself in a better position. It's okay to not forget where you come from, but at the end of the day, you're supposed to evolve and elevate and help people that want to be helped, not people that don't want to be helped. And sometimes in our community, we help the people, or try to help the people that don't want to be helped. So my thing is, I'm not going to help nobody or try to save somebody that don't want to be saved. Jada Pinkett said it best in Jason's lyric when she kept telling, you know, when she kept telling dude's character, Alan Payne, when she kept saying, hey, why you keep trying to save? And I saw it as, you know, hey man, you need to mind your own business. But to a certain degree, she was right. Brother didn't want to be saved. That's who he wanted to be. That's what he was down with, and that's all it came down to. I'm not finna save nobody that don't want to be saved. Trust me, I done been in them situations. I done been around them kind of people. You only could do so much reasoning with a person to where you just say, you know what? Let me get the soap and the towel. I'll wash my hands of this situation. But at the end of the day, ain't nothing wrong with trying. And if you slowly see that people trying to make change or make adjustments, then you keep trying. But if you see somebody, they just like, nah, man, I'm cool with this, then you got to leave them alone. And then if they come and say, hey, man, I didn't have a change of thought. Let's get it. All right, cool. But then it's to the point they have to prove to you that they're serious about it. Because then sometimes it come across that they just caught up in the moment and they not sincere. So you still supposed to proceed with caution. But that's real. This needed to be said. And I'm glad Bud called out the black community. And it was funny, a lot of these dudes that was talking all this super militant power to the people talk and calling Bud a coon, they was the real, as I said before, they was the real coons. People trying to insinuate Bud is a sellout, but then you constantly celebrating being in and out of prison like that's something to be proud of. Oh, I was in the pen and all this kind of stuff. You a goofy ass nigga. And if you a lady, you a goofy ass bitch. Ain't nothing cool to celebrate being in and out of prison. Once again, being away from your family. That is not normal behavior. To me, if you somebody that's okay with being locked up in a cage where you're monitored 24 hours a day and you don't have the freedom to come and go as you please, and you think that's cool, and you sitting up there basically preaching that to your community, then you an enemy. To me, you an enemy. You ain't no better than the people that you call out for being racist and saying that they're, the open enemy. You the open enemy. You the enemy. You the op. And a lot of people do that, do it for profit too. So if you somebody that's sitting up here talking about, oh, I was in and out of prison and all this kind of stuff, like, you a lame. You a lame. And you need to be held accountable, and you need to be called to the carpet. You supposed to be telling people how to stay out of prison, not sitting up celebrating it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Nobody don't want to go to prison. You did. Ask Diddy. Ask Diddy. He willing to put up $50 million to get out of prison. So he should be a prime example of why you don't want to go to prison. But you got these goofy niggas on here making these videos. Yeah, I was in the pen. I did 10 years. And, like, man, come on, man. Prison is not cool, and it ain't ever going to be cool. And due to the fact that prison is a business and that you can own prisons and that you can buy stock in prisons, you basically just, you know what I'm saying? Prison ain't nothing but human warehouses. And if you in the prison, you the stock. You're stock. So once again, why would you want to celebrate that? To me, that's black degenerate behavior, and it just gotta be called out. Let me explain something to you, Negro. Every time I got arrested and I was sitting up in jail, I couldn't wait to get out. I couldn't wait to make bail. You ain't gonna see me talking about, yeah, man. That's why I will never in life respect Lil Wayne. When he was sitting up there talking that goofy shit, talking about I'm looking forward to going to prison. I will never in life respect Lil Wayne for saying that. Because he gaslighted a situation that's been going on in our community forever. And then Lil Wayne trying to act like he was in general population. Everybody know that Lil Wayne was PC'd up. Everybody know he wasn't on the yard. I mean, he's Lil Wayne for a reason. Lil Wayne only about 5'7" or something. So we all know why Lil Wayne wasn't in GP. He wasn't in GP. He was PC'd up. But he tried to sit up here talk about I'm looking forward to going to prison, and then all of a sudden, years in the game, he became like a fake blood. And then then he tried to celebrate that. Like I said, I'm glad they didn't let his black butt perform at the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne always have been a lame. You should have been telling the kids, hey, don't make the mistakes I made. I gotta go do some time. But no, I'm looking forward to going to prison. Like, man, get out of here. I will never respect that dude. Ever. I will never respect Lil Wayne. But these are some of the backwards thinking that our people do. And it's time to start calling them out. Stop celebrating going to the pen, and stop celebrating making it look like jail is a good thing. Because it ain't. It ain't. It ain't. Lil Wayne had a chance to do something monumental, but then he trying to play off this street cred stuff. Then, like I said, once again, he disrespected Emmett Till's family. So, like I said before, Lil Wayne is a lame. He a syrup sipping junkie. I won't ever in life respect Lil Wayne. He never tried to evolve. Listen, say what you want to say about Snoop Dogg, but he evolved. He became a universal global icon. And I respect him for that. So there you have it. I just been contemplating and thinking about that. And it was good to see Bud like basically call people to the carpet. Because I'm just keeping it a buck. A lot of these black people are just cowards. Now, I want to see the people that be trying to play that role, trying to say that, oh, that they call it right down the middle. Now let's see. And a lot of y'all don't call it right down the middle. You are a proponent, and you are basically a black person that exercises white supremacy and racism on behalf of whites and non-blacks that have demonstrated racism towards black people on a regular basis. You are part of the problem. You are a black Klansman. You are a black neo-Nazi. Okay? You are a black Aryan Brotherhood. I can't help it if I'm the one to call this out. Gotta be somebody. Might as well be me. But anyway, shout out to Bud for calling out these lames and calling out the black community for their lack of support. And I'm glad that he gave Devin, his props. And he said, Devin was a warrior. He kept getting up. And that's funny. I look at it at this situation with Ryan Garcia. He was roided up and he still couldn't knock Devin Haney out. And at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia gonna be begging. He gonna be the one begging people for a fight, because Ryan Garcia gonna be short of money. Basically settling all these lawsuits. Ryan Garcia got at least 4 lawsuits against him. At least 4, maybe more than that. He got supplement companies suing him. He got Logan Paul suing him, and then he's about to be sued by, Devin Haney. So Ryan Garcia, eventually he gonna be begging for a fight. But then again, maybe that's why he's sitting up here trying to call people out. He can't say nothing about Terence Crawford's resume. Your resume is lousy. You ain't never really fought for a strap of your life, dude. Because to me, you just really ain't that good. At the end of the day, you needed Royce to beat Devin Haney. That's it. That's all. And people can sit up here and try to talk about, well, skills pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, until those steroids kicked in, Ryan lost like 5 to 6 rounds straight. Devin won every round. So when people say that Ryan dominated Devin Haney, no, that wasn't accurate. Why you think he won a majority decision? Those 3 knockdowns, what's the difference in a fight? So Ryan can sit up here lying. And then, like I said, for you black people that's sitting up here riding for a dude that cheated another black person, it just goes to show you that y'all can't stay on code to save y'all life. That's why we ain't getting no reparations. We don't have to like each other, but we can stand together. And I'm gonna tell you, it's just us. I'm gonna say this again, there ain't no black and brown, there ain't no black and Asian, there ain't no black and nothing. It's just black people. Let everybody else hold their own, you know what I'm saying? Hold their own nuts. Just gotta be safe. Gotta keep it a buck, man. Let everybody hold their own, let everybody hold their sack. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It ain't our duty to like make sure everybody have something. We gotta stop doing that. I'm all about for black people to get resources, intangibles. I'm not for nobody else. Let them worry about them. We gotta worry about us. So it need to be said. Anyway, this your boy Tam. I'm out.